Chairman, but before we begin, I want to share some bittersweet news. One of our senior professional staff members and Director of Member Services, Eric Delaney, will have his last day with us on Friday. A Philly native and an alum of Binghamton University, New York, Eric has spent over 18 years working on the Hill. Like many staffers, his journey began when he became a legislative assistant working for Representative Ted Strickland and the people of Ohio. He spent 8 years as a senior advisor for member services under caucus vice chair and then chair Javier Becerra, and then served as legislative director for Representative Anthony Brown before joining the Rules Committee in 2018. Eric is an integral part of our team. His dedication to public service, skill as a coalition builder, fast problem solving, and quiet leadership have left an indelible mark on us. And so we're sad to see Eric go, but excited to see what he accomplishes in his new role at the Department of Energy. So on behalf of all of us, Eric, I want to say thank you for your hard work and unwavering commitment to this committee and to this institution and to this country. And now moving on to the business of the day, we're here to consider 4 measures. The Reforming Intelligence and Securing America Act is the latest in a string of failed Republican attempts to pass a FISA reauthorization bill. We have 2 weeks before the April 19th deadline to get this FISA reauthorization to the President's desk. So let me say the quiet part out loud. Either Republican leaders don't know how to use a calendar, or we don't care about doing the job that we were elected to do. Next, we have the Extending Limits of U.S. Customs Waters Act, a bill that passed out of the Ways and Means Committee with a unanimous 37-0 vote. It's more filler that should have been a suspension bill, quite frankly, yet we're wasting floor time on it because Republicans are fighting with Republicans and can't seem to get anything of substance done around here. Next, we have H-Res 1112. It seems the other side is finally ready to tackle immigration and border security with yet another non-binding resolution. It is basically the same non-binding resolution they've been passing over and over for months now. Isn't that the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over but expecting different results. Let me just remind everyone, Republicans were the ones who tanked an actual comprehensive bipartisan border deal. And they did it because Trump asked them to, so that he could use the border as a campaign slogan in his election. So until they come to the table in a serious manner and work with Democrats to get something done, this is a Republican problem. Republicans and Trump own the border, they own the fentanyl coming in, and they own all of it. Finally, we also have a non-binding resolution opposing President Biden's recent comments calling for a ceasefire. This is a truly lousy attempt to divide Americans and score cheap political points. It's honestly kind of sick. There is a famine in Gaza right now. People are literally starving to death. Millions of people, including children, moms, and babies, are in grave danger, not to mention the 30,000 plus innocent civilians that have been killed. We all condemned Hamas and the October 7th terror attack against Israel. It was unconscionable. Can we at least acknowledge that when any innocent civilian dies, Israeli or Palestinian, it is a tragedy? Earlier this month, we saw 7 aid workers from World Central Kitchen, aid workers delivering food, get bombed. They were feeding people, and they got blown up. I think if you ask most Americans, there is a consensus on this. Israel has a right to respond, to defend itself, to go after Hamas. But Netanyahu's response has been over the top. It's been horrific, and it's been wrong. What kind of friend are we to Israel if we can't be honest? Because in my opinion, and in the opinion of a great many of my constituents and a great many people in this country, what Prime Minister Netanyahu is doing in Gaza has crossed the line and is actually hurting Israel, undercutting Israel's security, undercutting Israel's standing in the world. So I, for one, am proud that President Biden is doing what he can do to try to bring all this violence to an end in a way that not only provides security for Israel, but provides some hope and some future for the Palestinian people. And I'm grateful that he has called for a ceasefire. Again, this meeting is filler. no substantive ideas from the Republican Party. It's just an attack against the president to divide the country and complain about Democrats, even though Republicans are the ones in charge here. But hopefully that won't be for long. And so with that, Mr. Chairman, I will yield back my time.
Thank you. Without objection.